Today in Draw My Life, Silent Hill. Rose and Christopher are concerned about their adopted daughter Sharon, who is suffering severe nightmares and sleepwalking. When in trance, she desperately yells, "Silent Hill!" Desperate Rose investigates that name and discovers that Silent Hill is a ghost town abandoned 30 years ago. Despite Christopher's opposition, Rose decides to take Sharon to the mysterious town in search of an answer. On their way, the mother and daughter meet the police officer, Sybil Bennett, at a gas station, who takes their license plate, suspecting their true intentions to enter the abandoned town. Rose and Sharon resume their path, but when they reach the town, the figure of a girl appears in front of Rose's car. She swerves to avoid hitting her and crashes the car. Both are unconscious. When Rose awakens, she discovers in terror that her daughter had disappeared. She enters through the mist of Silent Hill, as if she were in another world. As she searches the abandoned streets, Rose stumbles upon a mutilated miner hanging from a fence. After, she's attacked by a monstrous creature, the Great Children. She passes out before being caught. Later, she wakes up in a rim bowling alley. She ventures out and discovers that one of the main roads has disappeared and that an abyss of fog has replaced it. Then Rose meets Dahlia, an eccentric woman. She tells her that in that town they did terrible things to her daughter, Alessa, and claims that Sharon is actually Alessa, but Rose denies it. Suddenly, Sybil appears and arrests Rose. They try to get to the nearest police station, but they can't find the entrance of the bridge. Suddenly, a strange creature approaches them through the mist and starts throwing boiling acid at them. As Sybil shoots the monster, Rose returns to the town in search of the school, since she senses that Sharon is there. Once there, Rose follows the figure of a girl who runs to the bathroom. Upon arrival, she finds that the body of a janitor wrapped in barbed wire with a key ring in his mouth. Rose takes the key, and when she's going to leave, some horrible figures approach. Rose closes the door before they arrive. Suddenly, these beings move away when they hear the siren. Rose turns on the flashlight and watches as the bathroom begins to degrade, shifting to the other world. The janitor's bodies come to life as he crawls across the floor towards her, who managed to escape. Meanwhile, Christopher studies Silent Hill and its dangers. Worried about his wife and daughter, he goes to town to rescue them with the officer Thomas Gucci. He tells him that the town was abandoned due to a coal fire. Once there, Christopher discovers a photo of Alexa, who is identical to his daughter. Finally, surrendered, they leave the town. Rose runs through the dark corridors, running away from the creepers. When she's going to be invaded, Sybil appears and saves her. She's also been dragged into the other world. Trapped in the storage room, they're attacked by Pyramid Head. When the monster is about to burst into the room, the world changes to a real fog. They head towards the Grand Hotel, where they meet a young woman named Anna. While searching in the building, they visit room 111 and discover a secret passage that leads to the sacrifice room. There, Rose meets a girl who looks like Sharon, although much more dark. It's Dark Alexa. Suddenly, it bursts into flames and the sirens turns on. Anna explains to them that the darkness of the other world is approaching. Anna guides them into a village church to take refuge, but the darkness consumes the town before they can enter. And Pyramid Head appears again and rips off the clothes and skin of Anna, killing her instantly. Rose and Sybil enter the church and discover the inhabitants of Silent Hill, members of a religious cult led by Christabella. Rose tricks her by saying that they are looking for a demon to be able to find her daughter. Therefore, Christabella takes them to the hospital of the town where the devil lives. However, Christabella discovers the resemblance between Sharon and Alessa and accuses Rose and Sybil of being witches. Sybil then is captured and beaten. So Rose manages to escape and descends to the hospital basement, bumping into a lot of monstrous creatures like the Dark Nurses. Finally, Rose comes around a burnt-out Alessa in a hospital bed. To her side, a nurse cries blood. Then Dark Alessa appears and explains that it represents the dark side of the girl who was accused of being a witch and burned alive. However, during the ceremony, the fire got out of control and the fire destroyed the entire town. Since then, she has been taking revenge on the members of the sect who hurt her so much. She also told her that Sharon manifests the innocence and kindness of Alessa. In any case, Christabella will try to burn her as well because she considers her a witch. Rose and Dark Alexa strike a deal. Dark Alexa will possess Rose in order to enter the church and take revenge. This way, Rose can save Sharon. The spirit gets into the body of the mother, giving her a hug and causing terrible pain. Once the procedure is finished, they both go to church. When Rose enters the church, she discovers that Sybil has been burned alive, and Sharon is about to suffer the same fate. Rose confronts the village and Christabella stabs her. In that moment, the blood from her wounds drips onto the church floor, releasing the essence of Alessa and opening a portal into the other world. With some long barbed wire vines, they proceed to kill Christabella and the sect, leaving Dahlia, Rose, and Sharon as the only survivors. Sharon looks scared at what just happened, and Dark Alexa stands in front of her and closes her eyes, causing her to pass out. Finally, Rose and Sharon manage to return home. However, they have been locked in the other world, and although Christopher feels them, he cannot see them. Also, as Sharon walks out of the room, her expression starts turning dark. Alessa is inside the little girl and has returned to stay. Have you seen the movie or played the video games? If you're a fan, you can't miss the story about the real town of Silent Hill at Creepy Club. Until the next video!